This video is not about Star Trek, but I'm going to use it as an example because it's really interesting. Star Trek has been running since 1960, and there have been spin-off series and movies until literally now. So it shows how emancipation in media has happened over time, and I think it's really interesting because I first started watching Discovery, the spin-off series that started coming out in 2017, and I came across the first official real gay relationship in which it wasn't about them being gay in Star Trek, and that happened in 2017. But before that, in the original series in 1960 or around that, you already had, or already, I guess it's great, they had a black woman in a sort of high function on the bridge in Star Trek, which was cool. But they didn't give her, the character, Lieutenant Uhura, a first name, I believe, until 2013. Like 50 years later in a different timeline. So that's interesting, but she was there, I guess. And then you had the first female captain in the timeline of Human, not in the universe of Star Trek. When Voyager came out, like around 2010, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember the time. They have dabbled in like gender bending and gay relationships for a while. Like they were really progressive always for their time. Like the first non-binary character around 1990 somewhere, and so that's really great. And you had a polyamorous character before 2017, which was also on Voyager, Dr. Phlox, and you had the lesbian episode in Deep Space Nine, which was also earlier than Discovery. So they have shown us that, but I find it so interesting that they waited, I guess, until 2017 for the first casual gay relationship in a Star Trek series. I think it's great that they did that. And also think it's great they introduced somewhat queer stuff before gay marriage was even legal in one country, because that happened in 2001 and they were doing this. Like, I know they were already thinking about it in the original series, that it was okay, or like it made sense. Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek, and Leonard Nimoy, the actor of Spock, have both said that it would make sense to have queer characters aboard the Enterprise, but then they died. I find it so interesting, and it shows how times have changed and how the flow of emancipation and queer acceptance changes through time and is like more of a process that goes with ups and downs during time and not some straight line to the up, which I sometimes think it is, but it isn't. So I think that's interesting, and I needed to share that with you with that. And also, Star Trek is cool.